Ploya's Gear and Products Incorporated has won the Award of Distinction in the automotive engine category for an intake sprocket gear and an exhaust gear used in a coupling assembly operating in 2.0 and 2.2-liter diesel engines made by General Motors Korea. The gears receive torque from the timing chain, which drives the intake camshaft and transmits torque to the exhaust camshaft. The exhaust gear, also called a scissor gear, is an anti-backlash gear, which reduces backlash and mediates engine noise, vibration, and harshness. Warm compacted to a 7.2 grams per cubic centimeter minimum density on the teeth, the PM steel gears have an ultimate tensile strength of 196,000 psi, typical yield strength of 161,000 psi, a fatigue limit of 55,000 psi, and 74 HRA hardness after carburizing. The gear teeth are shaved to achieve an AGMA 9 rating. PM's highly efficient material utilization clearly demonstrates its sustainability benefits here. The more traditional fabrication method for diesel engine parts, machined wrought steel gears, would have required 8.5 pounds of additional material to be machined away. An award of distinction in the aerospace military category has been given to a rear sight used on sporting and military rifles, such as the AR-15, M4, and M16 models. Made via metal injection molding by Megamet Solid Metals Incorporated for its customer, Yankee Hill Machine Company Incorporated, the nickel steel part features very close tolerances and a complex geometry requiring an elaborate tool design. The sight allows the shooter to target objects at ranges up to 200 yards by using the larger aperture, and to target objects at longer ranges by flipping the sight down and using the smaller aperture. The part is made to a density of 7.5 grams per cubic centimeter and has an as-sintered ultimate tensile strength of 55,000 psi. Choosing the MIM process over investment casting provides a 40% cost savings. Secondary operations are limited to tapping and a nitride finish. Indo-US Mimtech Private Limited has won an award of distinction in the hand tools recreation category for a 17.4 pH stainless steel hammer used in a Leatherman Tool Group multi-purpose military utility tool, MUT, designed for military and law enforcement personnel, as well as for civilian use. Made by the MIM process, the intricate, complex part performs 5 of the MUT's 27 functions. It is formed to a density of 7.5 grams per cubic centimeter and has an ultimate tensile strength of 175,000 psi, yield strength of 158,000 psi, heat-treated 35 to 40 HRC hardness, and a minimum 6% elongation. Secondary operations include threading 2 tapped holes, age hardening, and glass bead blasting, and an optional blackening treatment performed by Leatherman. Webster Hoff Corporation and its customer, ACO Brands, have received another award of distinction in the hand tools recreation category for a PM sinter-hardened steel cam and bushing used in a manual paper hole punching machine. The cam transfers power to the cutters, and the bushing supports the shaft. Both parts are formed to a density of 6.7 grams per cubic centimeter and have an ultimate tensile strength of 120,000 psi and 27 HRC apparent hardness. Formed to a net shape, the parts are sinter hardened and tempered. The cam receives a vibro finishing operation and vacuum oil treatment. The customer gained an annual cost savings of $410,000 by selecting the PM process over machining. A PM diffusion alloyed steel rotor made by Lovejoy Sintered Solutions LLC has won the award of distinction in the industrial motors, controls, and hydraulics category. The part operates in an industrial rotary gear pump for handling fluids like wastewater or chemicals. Fabricated to a density of 6.95 grams per cubic centimeter, the rotor has a tensile strength of 105,000 psi, yield strength of 55,000 psi, and 89 HRB hardness. The part must pass a crush test on the tooth hub joint and have a brake strength exceeding 6,000 pounds. Secondary operations include turning, milling, and resin impregnation for preventing leaks and improving machinability. PM provided a cost savings estimated at 22% over alternative processes such as machining rolled bar and casting. Burgess Norton Manufacturing Company has earned an award of distinction in the hardware appliances category for a PM steel crimp retainer operating in a valve that regulates gas flow in a high-performance compressor for commercial refrigerators. Formed to a minimum density of 7.1 grams per cubic centimeter, the part has a minimum ultimate tensile strength of 160,000 psi, a yield strength of 150,000 psi, and 74 HRA hardness. The part's outside diameter is designed with a smooth flowing radius to permit gas flow around it with minimal turbulence. Secondary operations include soft machining of 3 gas holes in the counter bore, carburizing, quenching, tempering, and hard turning to form the counter bore diameter and face. Choosing the PM process offered a 30 to 50% cost savings over competing fabricating processes such as casting or stamping. A 17.4 pH stainless steel distal channel retainer formed via the MIM process by Kinetics Climax Incorporated received an award of distinction in the medical dental category. The complex multi-level part is the main distal side component of an articulation joint in an articulating mechanical stapler cutter used in endoscopic surgery. Formed to a typical density of 7.7 grams per cubic centimeter, the part has a typical tensile strength of 175,000 psi, yield strength of 158,000 psi, and a 6% elongation. The MIM process provided a cost savings in the range of 25 to 30% versus other design options. Kinetics performs precision sizing and reaming. A bronze filter plate made by Capstan, California for Knorr Bremse GmbH in Austria has won an award of distinction in the off-highway category. Made via the gravity sintering process, the net-shaped part is used in the braking system of European commuter trains. A highly innovative graphite mold design incorporates the 8.2 millimeter crosshole, which eliminates a machining operation for drilling the hole. The burr-free design required 8.8% less material than the competitive process and reduced the cost of the part by 27%. There you have them, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of awards of distinction in the 2011 PM Design Excellence Awards competition. Please join with us in saluting them as we invite them to come up to the stage to receive their awards.